welcome to my Disney family. So today we're going to be talking about all of the awesome DIY Disney items that I have been making for our upcoming family trip. 10 days, can't wait, we're so excited. But we had a lot to get ready for because not only are my husband and I going, which we know how to do that since we've been doing it together for a while, but now my 2.5-year-old's going and my parents are going with us too, and that's just a new ball of wax that you've got to get ready for. So, a couple of fun things that I wanted to put together was a stroller sign for the stroller that we're going to be taking. We're taking our own stroller. And so I went to Michael's and got cardstock in multiple different colors for all the crafting that I was going to do. They had their regular colored cardstock for 49 cents. Plus, a lot of times you can get a 15% off, or if you're a teacher, you can use your 15% off. I do that a lot. And then I just went to disneyclips.com. They have some great clip art that is free if you're using it for personal use. And I put together this little magic stroller sign. Thought was really cute. Also got some ribbon of various widths. There is a red polka dot, just a plain yellow, and then kind of a black checkered print that I cut, and then this will be tied to our stroller. So I thought that was a really super cute thing, just to make sure that people know that this is your stroller and not theirs, and just so that when you're walking out and maybe if your stroller got moved by a CM, then you can quickly look for yours and identify it so that there's no problems. Also, I wanted to make a cute little door decoration. We're going to be there for 8 days, and most of the Disney World doors are not magnetic, unlike the Disney Cruise Line doors. So I heard painter's tape is the best way to go. So I bought some painter's tape at the Dollar Tree for $1. And then again at Michael's, they had colored cardstock for 49 cents. So I made this cute little Disney World Family Vacation 2016. Got it laminated. And then I made little Mickey with their names on it. So my son's name's Jackson. He has a Pluto Mickey. My husband has a Donald Mickey. I have a Daisy Mickey. My mom has a Minnie Mickey, and my dad has a Goofy Mickey. So I thought those were really cute with their names on them. And it is cardstock, and I used my Cricut machine to do these, or I'm sure that you could find the clip art on online to be able to make those, but I did use my Cricut for the Mickey shapes. The text box I found just searching on Google, text box or fancy text box. And then this is the Waltograph font that I downloaded for my my Word document and made this through my Word document. So that was pretty easy. Another thing that I used on my Word document was to make some luggage tags for our family. Super cute. Again, I just did cardstock from Michael's for 49 cents. I used clip art. I used the disneyclips.com website, and it's free for personal use. And then put our names on it. So most of ours say Mills family just because they'll be going on different things. Super cute. Our name and address are on the back. I'm not going to show you that side. But I ended up using business cards, the Avery business cards. I had some lying around. You could use Avery labels and just put your address on them all and then stick them on the back. Something easy and quick. You could just handwrite it if you really wanted to. Here is a R2-D2 for my husband's backpack. My Jackson has a Finding Nemo, Finding Dory one for his backpack. He has a Pottery Barn submarine backpack, so I thought that would be really cute. And then for our luggage, I have a Daisy one. Here's a Mickey and Pluto one. Donald. And then my son got an Olaf one as well. So also the plastic string I got from Hobby Lobby. I think it was like $2.99. It was like in a coil, and it was near the jewelry making stuff. I think it was actually called like pony bead coil or pony bead necklace making. But I thought this would be super durable, and if it rained, it wouldn't be a big deal. I just took a long piece and doubled it up. Goes through the middle, so put both ends through the middle, and I thought that would be super easy to just tie to our luggage. I did, some have longer string than others. The ones for our book bags I made a little bit shorter, and then the ones for our luggage are a little bit longer. The third thing that I made, besides my mini ears, aren't they adorable? I know, I can't believe I haven't mentioned them yet, and we'll get into that in just a minute. I also wanted to make my son an autograph book. He's 2.5. I'm not really sure if he's going to enjoy seeing the characters, A, and B, getting their autograph. So I thought, okay, let's do something that is not going to cost a lot of money, so if it's not a big deal, oh well. So I used the same ribbon for his autograph book that I used for that stroller bag, or that stroller tag. So, you know, using some double duty type things. The front and the back covers I made with my Cricut machine, so I took just regular paper, cardstock actually, the 49-cent Michaels cardstock, and cut it to the size that I wanted it. And then I used my Cricut machine to make the Mickey and added his name and the year. And then I did get some stickers at Michaels, the Disney stickers from Michaels on the back. The memory sticker and the Mickey sticker are both from Michaels. And then I just had some little stickers from the 4 parks. So there's a castle, the Tree of Life, the Epcot ball is what I call it, and the sorcerer hat, which isn't there anymore, but I still thought it was a cute sticker. And I actually got those from Disney. So, but Michaels had tons of Disney stickers, so definitely check them out if you're looking for Disney stickers. And then in the inside, I just have plain white cardstock, which is the same, and it's not laminated unlike the front and the back. And I ended up just getting this cardstock at Hobby Lobby. They have some of the cardstock that's already pre-cut, and so I ended up getting that size so that I didn't have to cut it myself. I took all of this, once I got this laminated and everything, I took this to Office Depot and they bound it for me. And they have a couple different options, and it wasn't that expensive. I think the binding was like $2.50 or $3. And so I thought this was a really, really great deal. So overall, it probably cost me $8 to make this. Some of the stuff I already had, some things I reused. And some of the stickers I already had. Also, the labels for his autograph book and for our door decorations, I ended up also getting at Michaels. They were in the scrapbooking section, and then you just print them like you would a label. And I used the Waltograph in the Word document to put our names on those. So I thought that was an easy little thing to do. Okay, so the last DIY project that I did was making mini ears, and I'm very excited. I have another pair here. The ones I have on are Cinderella. So you have Cinderella on one side, and then you have her pumpkin, and you can kind of see her shoe. And then the back is the same. It is Cinderella one side, and then the pumpkin and her shoe on the other side. And a little ribbon bow, which is actually not ribbon, it's satin material. I ended up getting this material at Joann Fabrics. I got most of this stuff at Joann Fabrics that I found. I love Michaels, but they don't have fabric. So I ended up getting this material at Joann Fabrics. You can see it has Cinderella, it has Snow White, and it has Belle. So it has 3 of the princesses. which I really, really liked. And so I'm going to make a pair of each pair of mini ears for each of the princesses. Oh my goodness. I've also started on Snow White. So you can have Snow White on one side, and then I have the apple, and then on the back it's the opposite. I also found the headbands. I have blue on this headband and on the Snow White headband. Snow White ears are blue. I found these also. They were $1 at Joann Fabrics. Oh, the material was at Joann Fabrics, and it was like $9.99 a yard, but I only got a half yard. I didn't need a whole yard. So it ended up being a lot less. And then a lot of times they'll have 40% off coupons, or they'll have like a 20% off your total purchase. So definitely check those out. The ribbon is a satin. It's called the Let's Pretend satin. And so this is the gold that I got that I'm actually gonna do for Belle. It was $3.99 a yard, but I only ended up getting a quarter of a yard of each. So they ended up being changed pretty much. And I got different colors for each of the princess ears that I'm doing, as well as I did get some ribbon. And I just got some basic white ribbon. I didn't have any, or I would have used what I already had. This is just a basic white ribbon to go around the middle. And I think I'm going to do some other colors as well for some of the other princesses, but I just haven't gotten that yet. And so that's why my Snow White's not done. I really want red satin for my Snow White ears. And so I need to go get that. But I wanted to show you a couple things on how I got these made. I did watch a couple different blogs, but the ears weren't big enough. And I wanted to figure out, how am I going to get nice big ears for my headbands? So we already had some of the classic Mickey ears that you get at the park, because we've been to Disney several times. And so I wanted a big size for my ears. I didn't want these tiny little ones that I saw on other people's blogs or websites. So I ended up finding a coffee cup that is about the same size as my ear, as my Mickey ear. And so that's what I used as my template. I used a coffee cup for my template. So go check out, this is a Starbucks mug, but any big round mug will do. So the first thing I did was I made a template with cardboard. And so I cut out a template, a circle out of cardboard, just using a pencil. And then I took the headband and I said, okay, where do I want my Mickey ears to be on each side? And so I made an A ear and I made a B ear just so I would know each side of my headband. And then I cut off that bottom part of the circle. So then they would rest, when you glue them on, they would rest nice instead of being like flat or rounded, because you don't want that. You'd have to use a lot of glue to get them to stay on. So you definitely want that flush between your ear and your headband. Another thing I found also at Joann's was some foam, because this is a cream colored material. I didn't want you to see the brown on the inside of the ear. I definitely wanted some foaminess on the inside of the ear. So on these ears, I did end up putting cardboard and foam in my ears. I put a thin, very thin piece of foam on each side of my ear. But then my husband went and got me some foam because I was running out. And Michael's had thicker foam. So I'm not going to be using the cardboard because this stuff is sturdy. So this is like a 6mm foam, where this is like a 1/2 inch foam. And it was like the same price. So you could really do either. If you're going to use a thin foam, definitely make sure you put some cardboard in between to keep it sturdy. But if you've got the thicker foam, just go with that. Another thing that also is going in my ears is some polyfill, okay? I had this my mom had this lying around, and so I stole it, and I'm using it to stuff my ears to make them a little bit more full. If you don't have polyfill, and this big bag was like $6, but then you can usually use like a 40% off coupon and get it pretty cheap. You could also use cotton balls, but make sure when you use your cotton balls to fill your ears that you're pulling it apart, because polyfill you can get in these big clumps, but then you need to pull it apart. And so that's one technique I would definitely suggest. Make it wispy, you know, not too clumpy when you're putting those in your ears. So that's all the things that I had to purchase to make my ears. So let me kind of explain to you how I did this process. So the first thing I did was I took my material and I decided, okay, where do I want, what do I want to see on my ears? So the first thing I did was I did like the head area, and then I did an icon. So I took the A and the B cardboard, and I placed it on, you know, my fabric, and I traced out that area and cut that area out. So I did that first. That was what I did for all of it. Then I took both pieces of fabric that I wanted to be on the front and to be on the back, and I placed them inside out. So you can see through there that Belle is inside out, and then her book and Rose are inside out. Then I pinned, used straight pins, and I pinned along the edge, kind of in the middle. And then I took, you could either hand stitch, or if you have a sewing machine, I sewed around the edge very nice and neatly. But you leave the middle, you know, open. So this bottom section you want to leave open. So once you're done with that, and I did all of those, then you turn it inside out, or right side out, I guess, since it was inside out. You turn it right side out. So now I have Belle on this side, and I have her book and her roses on this side. And then you fill it with that piece of foam. So I've already done one here, and you really just kind of have to maneuver it around until you get it to where you want it. You just kind of have to tug it here and tug it there and really get it to where you want it to be. I've also seen some other tutorials where they didn't have a sewing machine, and so they did hand stitch. I like using my sewing machine. It's just a lot faster. And so now I'm ready to fill with the polyfill. And I only did on these ears, I only polyfilled the front. So you can kind of see that the back is very flat because it's, you know, pretty sturdy. And then the front has kind of that puffiness to it. And so that's what I ended up doing on these. I'm just going to fill the front part, or whatever is on the front, and then leave the back kind of flat, so you have that sturdiness. Then on the bottom, you're going to use your glue gun, which is great, and you're just going to fold it like a present. So I fold the back in first, and then I fold the front side first, or next, and then you have this nice pretty ear ready to go on your hot glue. Another thing I did on my headbands is I kind of marked on my headband with a Sharpie, kind of a dot at the top and the bottom of the ear, so I knew where to put the hot glue. Another thing, because I wanted to make sure that it was in the middle of the headband and it wasn't too towards the front or towards the back, because then it might look really lopsided. So before you glue down your ears, put, you know, a Sharpie mark at the top of your ear and a Sharpie mark at the bottom of your ear, so then you're able to put your hot glue down, and then you can place your ear on your headband and it will hopefully stay. So I've done that on this pair of ears. So I put a Sharpie mark on each side and then hot glued them down for my Snow White ears. So my last step really is to make my bow. And again, the bow is made out of that Let's Pretend satin. It's a polyester blend and it was $3.99 a yard, but I only bought 1/4 of a yard, so it really did not cost that much. And so I was able to get different colors. I got the gold color for Belle, I got the blue for Cinderella, and I need to go get red. That is my plan for my Snow White ears. And what you want to do is you want to make like a little present. So you take your square that you've cut out and you fold it as you're hot gluing and you make it look like a present. So you can see that I folded in the sides and you're folding to the middle each time. Until you have this nice square piece and there's no edges. It's all, and then all you have to do is you go to the middle and you scrunch. And you kind of just scrunch till you decide, does that look good? Is that what I want? And then you just gotta kind of play with it and see what you like. Then that's when I take a piece. You could hot glue it all together in the back and then place it on your headband, or you could use the technique that I use, and I placed the ribbon around it and hot glued it on before I placed it on my headband. So that is kind of the technique that I use to do my Mickey ears or my mini ears. You don't have to have the bow in between. I just thought it would be really, really cute. And I hope you really enjoyed this DIY video. So subscribe to the bottom. We are leaving in 10 days and have a lot of fun things that we'll be showing you guys. And I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.